Inside the wall, Cherie delivers an inspiring speech as Nova, Montez and Paisley was nearby. Nova reports that Yumyulik will be gone the following day. They use a Golden Girls watch as their countdown clock. But tonight they will party to celebrate the end of their little era. 15 hours to launch out of the wall. It's night and the party still goes on. Nova asks Cherie if they're rushing the launch. Nova remains cautious about the booby traps set by Yumyulik. Rather than join the others, Ringo is preparing for their escape the next day. But later, everyone at the party got food poisoning because of the food served at the party, which was the salmon sushi dropped by a crow. But Cherie says they really have to launch out the next day despite their circumstances. She says they'll serve as the ship's crew. They still have their pilot. Montez implies Ringo might have poisoned the crew. The both never got along. Nova breaks them up. Cherie says they can use the B-team, who has been training with the A-team all along. Ringo says they're very weird. The B-team includes Nomi, the wall's foremost expert in Yumyulik, Oz, the navigator, and Walter, the silent muscle man who shaves his head all the time. Cherie tells the team to get ready. On the launch day, countdown has begun. Inside the ship, the team prepares for launch. The A1 launches, rolling down the ramp and shattering the glass with a pointy spark plug. They're heading straight for the shrink ray, but unusually, the fan in the bedroom is oscillating. This interferes with the A1's flight path, and the pupa is too busy with a VR headset to help them. One of the A1's wings breaks, and they crash into the minion pillow on Jess's bed. But Jessie recently got a waterbed. They activate the A1's wheels and head towards the wave. Oz starts crying, citing mission psychosis. The A1 falls off Jess's bed. The pupa continues playing the VR game. The team spots a pair of Yumyulik's dirty jeans. Inside the pocket is his cell phone. Nomi suggests getting the micro SD card out of the phone to gain more data on Yumyulik. Before they can stop her, Nomi jumps out and runs to the phone. Ringo asked Oz to go help her out. He refuses first, but then he joins her later. Meanwhile, Nova is distracted by holy bedwater, as she calls it, from Jess's waterbed. Nomi and Oz return to the ship with the card, but then a Roomba emerges from beneath Jess's bed, launching a ball of dirt to distract the Roomba. The ship flees in another direction. But then Walter, who doesn't speak much, starts actually experiencing mission psychosis. He starts screaming gibberish and tries to jump out of the ship. The Roomba gives chase. Walter falls in and gets shredded by the Roomba. They got under Yumyulik's bed and the Roomba stops chasing them. Oz laments Walter's death. Montez concedes that Ringo did well to save them. Nomi is elated about the data she can get from the SD card. They navigate between stacks of Penthouse magazines. On the bed, the pupa is jumping as he plays with the VR. This causes the stacks of magazines to collapse. They must escape from beneath the bed, but the ship is destroyed during the process. Cherie points out they're closer than ever to the shrink ray gun. Nova instructs them to grab ropes and hooks to reach the gun. Nomi says she'll bring the SD card. Although this will slow them down, it contains video footage of Yumyulik wearing only underpants while being tickled with feathers. Nomi says social currency is everything to Yumyulik now, and he died to keep this video under wraps. Oz tell them their plan sucks and decided to go back to the wall, but he's immediately electrocuted by the board game operation. They were standing on Cavity Sam. If they are not careful, they will soon be electrocuted as well. Cherie doubts the mission and the choices that she had made, and Ringo says they might need to return to the wall. Nova says they must finish the mission for the denizens of the wall, but Cherie says she doesn't care about them. All she cares about is giving her child, Paisley, a normal life. Nova calls her a fraud, and Cherie accuses Nova of only joining the mission so she could meet Jessie when they turn back to normal. They continue to argue, dangerously close to the electricity, but the others have already navigated off the operation board. They tell Cherie and Nova to follow. Cherie tells the others she has to talk to Nomi and she'll join them soon. Cherie, Nova, Montez and Ringo are climbing. Montez nearly falls to his death, but Ringo catches him and carries him to the top. The quartet reaches the top of the table. They look back at the wall. Cherie says it's time to get big. They prepare to restore Cherie to her size, but the trigger is sliced away. It wasn't the shrink ray gun, it was a cake made like it. Yumyulik approaches the quartet. He says they made it farther than he thought they would. Yumyulik played them. But the other obstacles were just random stuff around the room. While Yumyulik said he'd place booby traps, he forgot all about that. He says he barely thinks about the people in the wall. Because of his popularity at school, he's more worried about other things. Cherie tells Yumyulik that he will listen to what she says. She reveals they had the SD card from his phone, including the stupid selfies and tickling videos. Realizing they're telling the truth, Yumyulik demands they return it. He threatens to smush Cherie, but she says if she dies, the videos will be posted online that the card was hidden with a member of her team. Yumyulik says they have no internet in the wall, but Cherie says they've accomplished so much in the wall, they could surely gain internet access, too. Yumyulik concedes. Cherie says if he makes them big again, they'll walk away forever and return the SD card. Yumyulik agrees, but he just needed to scan the wall first. He can make everyone in the wall big with one exception. Someone who was born small in the wall can't be made big. Paisley, since she's never been big, Yumyulik can't make her big without causing her cells to explode. Cherie accepts her fate and says everyone else can be made big and she'll stay small with Paisley. She just asks the others to take care of them. Yumyulik asks if they're doing it or not. Nova says that if Cherie and Paisley aren't getting big, none of them will either. Yumyulik decides to leave, but Nova says if he doesn't want the videos getting out, he'll do what they want. Nova demands that moving forward, he brings them food, medicine, and other necessities. Yumyulik has no other option but to comply. He takes the VR headset from the pupa. The pupa smiles at Cherie and the others and reveals he's holding the SD card. Cherie says they can never tell the people of the wall the truth. Instead, they'll tell them about the cake and pretend Yumyulik fooled them. They'll say the good stuff coming in, just Yumyulik fucking with them. They're filled with hope. 90 years later, Earth is in ruins. The streets are filled with human skeletons. The alien's ship is derelict. The corpses of all 5 family members strapped into its cockpit. In a human skull in the yard, 10 tiny human survivors are roasting their last cockroach over a fire. They'll have to leave the skull, no matter how dangerous the world outside is. A boy asks his father how the world got like this. An elderly woman enters. Paisley. She says it all started because a woman thought she could control an alien child. Paisley says she'll now share the story of how her mother tried to give her a good life, and how she accidentally caused the destruction of worlds.